Hey there, my notary friends. This is Janessa West with Notary Newbies Mentor, and today we're going to talk about your notary journal, one of your best protections. A notary journal is required by law in many states. Virtually all states recommend keeping a journal of all notarial acts. It's also a sound business practice, and it protects the notary from unwarranted accusations of misconduct. Cover your butt. Questions we will address today: why should I use a journal? What information should be entered into a journal? And how long should I keep the journal? Your journal provides a detailed record that will protect you and your signer. Many states require a journal and detail what must be recorded about the notarization. Virtually all states recommend the use of a journal or to keep some type of written record. A journal should have bound and numbered pages and record notarial acts record all notarial acts chronologically. All the states in red require a journal. The ones in white are kind of on the border. You'll need to check for your state. And in Tennessee, a journal is only required if a notary charges a fee. And in Delaware and Virginia, it's required for e-notarizations. However, even though the states in white don't actually require a journal, you should still keep one. Stay tuned and find out why it is so essential. When you're recording your journal, you're recording the date and time of the notarial act, the type of notarial act, and the address where the notarization was performed. You'll also record the document type and the date of the document. Also in your journal, you'll be recording the name and address of the signer and the type of identification that you viewed from the signer. This is how you would fill it out if you are taking a driver's license. So as you can see here, it has NY for New York, DL for driver's license, and then the number accordingly, and the expiration date of the person's driver's license. If you're taking a credible witness or any other type of person that is appearing before you, you need to get their name and their signature and ID also. In your journal, you can also record additional information about the appointment if there's anything that you need to remember specifically, such as if a person was maybe signing by mark, you would need to note that. You would need to also record your notary fee and the signature of the signer. And in some states, it's also required to get the right thumbprint of the signer. An employer may inspect and request copies of a business-related entry in the notary's presence, but they cannot ask for any other line items of your journal if they are not related to that entry. You should always keep your journal in a locked and secured area under the notary's control. Never surrender your journal to anyone unless it's been subpoenaed by a court order. Your journal stays with the notary and upon termination of employment. So even if your employer paid for your journal, they paid for you to become a notary, you still take your journal with you if you leave that place of employment under any situation. Depending on state laws, commissioning authority should also be should be notified if your journal has been lost, stolen, or damaged. A notary may be responsible to turn in their journal to a designated official or agency. When state law does not address disposal, recommended time to safeguard for each journal is 10 years from the date of the last entry. 10 years that you have to keep that journal under lock and key. A journal can provide valuable evidence if a notarization document is lost or stolen, and a journal records the acts chronologically. In some states, ditto marks and signing on a diagonal line are acceptable shortcuts. Each notarization should have its own entry. Every time you notarize a document or a signature, it needs its own entry. This is always a big discussion in the groups. And then always complete your journal entry before you complete the notary certificate. And why would you want to do that? Well, if something goes wrong and you can't complete the notarization, or there might be a number of things, but you already have it recorded in your journal, you've already collected the person's identification and verified who they are before you move forward. A journal is an exclusive property of the notary, regardless of who paid for it. Documentation in a journal will protect a notary from liability. This has been Janessa West with Notary Newbies Mentor. If you have more questions about how to keep your journal, or maybe some comments about things that you've learned over time about keeping your journal, go ahead and note them below, and be sure to like and subscribe. I wish you the best of luck, and if you're interested in finding out more information as a new notary and you'd like to see about being mentored, go ahead and reach out. www.notarynewbiesmentor.com. Bye guys, take care.